In this video, we are going to look to graph two inequalities, a system of inequalities. Let's begin with the first one. We have y is greater than negative 3x minus 8. We need the slope and the y-intercept for this inequality. So you want to be thinking in terms of y equals mx plus b. Now, I know there's not an equal sign there, but the inequality is going to graph the exact same way. So we can see that the negative 3 is in place of the m. That tells us the slope is negative 3. And I might go ahead and put that over 1 because I am graphing. I can also tell that the negative 8 is in the place of the b, and that tells me the y-intercept. Let me scoot over here a little bit so you can see that. So I'm going to put the negative 8. I'll start on the y-axis down here at negative 8. From this point, I'm going to count. Normally I would go down 3 and right, down 3 and right 1, but because that's going to run me off the graph, I'm going to go up 3 and left 1. So 1, 2, 3 and left 1. Let's count that one more time just so we can get a very accurate graph. So from this point we go up 3 and left 1. Now remember, I'm going left because it is negative, and I'm going up and then left. Or I could go down and then right in order to get that left, that slope, that negative slope leaning to the left. Now I'm going to use my straight edge to draw this line, but I'm going to draw it as a dashed line because there is no equal to underneath the inequality. I know that this graphs as a dashed line. So I'll show you how I do that. Have a dashed line there. Now I need to decide, do I shade over on this side or do I shade on this side of the line? And the way I tell is look at your y-intercept. And you have that you're graphing above, because of the greater than, above your y-intercept. So I'm going to take a map pencil and just lightly color this side of the graph. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other equation, inequality. So this time I can see that the slope is 4. The y-intercept is 5. So I'm going to start at the y-intercept of 5. And this time I can go up 4 and right 1. Or I could go down 4 and left 1. Now think to yourself, am I drawing this as a dashed line or a solid line? Well, based on that inequality there, we are drawing a solid line. Are we shading above the y-intercept or below? You are right, we are shading above the y-intercept. That is this section here. And you'll notice with my map pencils, I very lightly colored them in. The reason I did that is because my final answer for my graph, my final shading is going to be where these two shadings overlap. So that is in this section here. And I'm going to now color it darker with a different color. This shading in here is my final answer for this graph.